Hello, good evening, ladies. I believe we're live. If you're with us, give me a wee wave, please, so that I can see if I'm talking to someone and not to myself. Although talking to myself wouldn't be that unusual. Hi, Sam. Hello. First with us. I hope you're well today. So I'm just going to give it another 30 seconds or so and then I'm going to kick off because I'm conscious I was a wee bit late in kicking off. So I hope everyone's having a brilliant Tuesday, and for all of my clients that are joining tonight, I'm really excited to talk to you over the next few days. I should probably actually use this opportunity in advance to apologise to any of my clients that are dialing in, because you're really going to hear some broken record stuff. So I'll get some stuff that I really like, that I repeat quite often. But just to add a little bit of context, this group is the free group, so it's mostly ladies who have done a 5-day challenge and want to stay around but just aren't quite ready to join up for the 90 days yet. So this includes all of those ladies and all of our VIP groups. So, as I say, any of my clients that are here, just be warned that there might be a wee bit of repetition for what you already know. But hopefully lots of really good content and really good ideas for snackety snacks, snackety snacks, snackety snacks. So, we have 5 with us at the moment. Anyone else here that I might know? I know that we've got Sam on. Is there anyone else that can give me a wee wave or a wee hello? Just so that I know who you are. Okay, so before I get going, feel free to post in the comments any specific questions you have, and just a couple of bits to let you know. So there's going to be lots of opinion here, a lot of my opinion, what I think really works and what I think really tastes nice. You don't need to agree with everything I say, but you know, if you know, if I tell you something is a really good snack and you know you don't like it, then just don't buy it, because there's no point in trying to like something you don't like. Hello, Louisa. This content basically comes from many years of working as a ladies only coach. So I'm a nutrition coach and a fitness coach, and I'm also pre and postnatally qualified, so I have helped lots of ladies shift that stubborn belly fat and get their bodies ready for pregnancy and get their bodies back after pregnancy. So without further ado, I've got the saddest little collection of food next to me just to kind of show you the bits and bobs that I'm going to talk about. But I suppose probably the first thing to chat to you about is one of the easiest snacks is a protein powder. And I really like protein powders because I just find them really easy to work with, and yeah, there's so many different flavours of them. So most of us in this group are looking for fat loss, and if we're looking for fat loss, that means specifically for protein powders we're looking for either a diet version or a lean version. And that can be quite important because a lot of protein powders are designed for bodybuilders or people who really want to bulk up. And the only way to bulk up is to be in a calorie surplus. So if you end up buying the wrong protein powder, it can actually end up having some quite bad effects on your fat loss. So make sure when you're buying a protein powder that you get either a diet version or a low calorie version. It's still got that protein in there, so it's still really filling. It's just done in a really lean way. So the easiest and the lowest calorie way to use a protein powder is to mix it with water, and then it's usually about 100 calories per scoop, and that's usually about 20 grams of protein. That's absolutely fine, especially if you're in a rush. A lot of people they get quite caught up on having the protein immediately after a workout, and I tell my clients not to worry about that. For what we're trying to do, as long as you get that protein in there within about 12 hours, then you will still get the benefit of it. Remember, most of us, we're not really looking to get big amazing biceps. We're just looking to kind of make really good use of the calories and make really good use of the protein for replenishing our cells. So a good way of making use of those calories and making them really worthwhile is to add to your protein powder, and you can do that by making things like protein pancakes, or what I really like, here's one I made earlier, is to make a kind of dessert out of it. Now this is a mix of chocolate protein with frozen bananas and the smallest amount of low-fat Greek yogurt. And between the yogurt, the banana and the protein powder, this here is probably about, I would say about 25 grams of protein, possibly a wee bit more, not any more than 30. But between the banana would have been about 100 calories, and the protein would have been about 100 calories, and the low-fat Greek yogurt probably about 50, because I like it really dry. Now this is warmed up a bit, so it's a lot runnier than it was when I first made it. But when you first make this, if you can keep it really dry and blitz it in a NutriBullet, it comes out like a frozen yogurt, and it's really thick and it's really, really satisfying. So that's my favourite way to have a protein powder. And another way of doing it is just to mix it with ice and blitz it up, and that makes it really nice and thick. Or you can mix it with your favourite juice or your favourite milk or milk alternative. So that's some ideas for protein powder. This here, a bit controversial, but these are the next thing I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to highlight them because I just think they taste like ass. I think they are the worst thing ever. I used to work in a gym. I used to have so many clients who were what I call, you know, Weight Watchers or Slimming World survivors, and they had taught themselves to think that these Fibre One bars were really nice. And I'm sorry if there's any really big fans of them. I mean, they're a treat, and if you enjoy them, they are 90 calories. So that's brilliant. But for me, I would rather have 9 calories more and have a Kit Kat or like an actual proper treat. So these snacks, if you enjoy them, go for it. They are nice and low calorie. In my mind, they are pretty much a mix of like aspartame and, yeah, bum. Not for me at all. If you're a fan of a good old-fashioned bar, I've got here a couple of protein bars I wanted to talk about. Now, my clients and their VIPs will all know that I've got a permanent life mission to find kind of reasonably priced protein bars that are really quite good nutrition-wise. And when I say reasonably priced, if you go into a gym, you'll probably find most protein bars that are packing about 20 grams of protein. They usually cost between about £2.50 or £3 in a gym. They're a bit less if you get them straight from the manufacturers, so you can get them from My Protein, and they're usually about £1.50 a go. I'm always looking in places like Home Bargains and just really anywhere for a reasonably priced. By reasonably priced, I think about £1 is a good price for a protein bar, as long as you really enjoy it and as long as it's actually got high protein. So what a lot of them do, which is quite cheeky, they say on the packaging that they're high in protein, but then when you look at it, they're not really. So these, both of these ones that I just showed you, each have 20 grams of protein. And you know, they're a good solid bar. So the bar is 60 grams, so that's about double what a Cadbury's Caramel is. And calorie wise, this one here is 246 calories, so a wee bit more than a Cadbury's Caramel, but not, you know, a huge amount more. This one here I was really impressed with, 190 calories for the bar, and they're really, really filling. I always lean towards the peanut butter ones because I think that they taste the least kind of synthetic, and they're usually quite caramelly tasting as well. But what I always say to people is, if you're going to blow 200 calories on a bar, why not make sure, just spend a wee bit more, make sure you still enjoy it, but you can be getting 20 grams of protein as well, which is doing all these brilliant things that I talked about in the last live. It's brilliant for replenishing our muscles, brilliant for our hair, brilliant for our skin, keeps us fuller for longer. So don't not have a treat, just think about what treats you're having, and yes, they do cost a wee bit more, but you know, they're significantly better for us. So I'm starting with the kind of high protein ones, but this isn't particularly a protein video, it's just kind of built into me to go on and on and on about protein. Next one, a good idea for snacking or eating between meals, is our lovely humble little egg. You can boil up eggs and you can keep them in the fridge for up to 3-4 days. What I really like to do is make up a big frittata a few days in advance, let it cool, and then slice it up and keep that in the fridge so that I can just, you know, as I'm on the go, if I'm in between calls, I can either eat it cold or I can heat it up and just, you know, make a wee bit of a meal out of it, have it with some salad or something. Eggs really are just amazing, you know, like they're great for protein, but they're really, really good for getting the good fats into us as well. They keep for a long time, and the reason I really like a frittata in particular is it's a good way to sneak in some extra veggies as well. So if you're trying to get your fruit and veg count really high, then why not mix some eggs with some vegetables, and boom, you've got either a snack or a meal. Next we have crisps. Who doesn't love crisps? Who doesn't love crisps? So most packets of crisps, if you get the smaller kind of between 20 and 25 gram packets, you're looking at anywhere between 100 calories and 200 calories. If they're baked or fried, that can go up or down. These are my favourites just because I've been eating them since I was in high school, and they're 99 calories per bag. I really, really love the fancy kind of kettle crisps that you can get. You tend to always get them in really big packets or family size bags, as we say in Scotland. And once you've opened them, what are you going to do? Put them away in the cupboard? I don't think so. No. So best tip I can give you, if you really enjoy crisps, have yourself some crisps. Don't deprive yourself, because that often leads to binging. But get the smaller packets and agree with yourself. You know, if you're really hungry and you're really in the mood for lots, agree with yourself at the start. I'm going to have 2 packets of these because that's 200 calories, or stick to the one. But there we go. Salt and vinegar square, or I think cheese and onion square are the same as well. I think they're 100 calories per go. So really, really good. Also, so I don't think you can see this properly. This is just deli meats, and that was one of the things that I wanted to call out as a really, really good snack if you're trying to stay away from sweet treats and if you're trying to stay away from processed foods. Sorry to prattle on about protein, but deli meats are a really, really good way of getting your protein high, and they're always there. You tend to find if you get whole unprocessed deli meats that they'll keep in the fridge for about a fortnight. Just obviously keep an eye, check out the sell by dates on each item. I really like a smoked ham, and I really enjoy turkey that's been kind of nice and thinly sliced. What I would say is just try your best to get it whole and unprocessed. A lot of these things have got a lot of salt added, which is pretty bad for making our bodies retain water, and that can make our weight go up. And obviously in general it's just a good idea to eat as whole as you can. If you're veggie, or if you're just not a fan of that sort of thing, I've got a client who is not very popular in her office because she actually sits and has little packets of cooked prawns at the side of her desk, which I wouldn't particularly recommend, but that's what works for her. She's always trying to get her protein up, and yeah, she eats fish, she doesn't eat meat, so there's an idea as well. So we're getting quite near the end. 0% fat Greek yogurt is really, really good in terms of calories and protein. So per 100 grams of this, you're getting 62 calories, and of that 10 grams is protein. So I think that's just fabulous. I have this really, really often through the day. I've been posting it a few times on our VIP group. I like to just put some in a dish, and I like maybe add some garlic or some mint or even some dill just to make dips out of them. And then that'll be my snack throughout the day. I'll just dip in some fresh veg, carrot sticks, cucumber sticks, slices of pepper, and that'll really keep me going, and it'll keep me at a nice steady pace. Not too full that I'm tired while I'm working, not too hungry that I want to go and turn into the Tasmanian devil when I'm finished. If you're not a fan of making dips, another nice one to get is just some tzatziki. So this is really, really good payoff as well in terms of your protein. So a quarter of a pot is 60 calories. It's not the best, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Really, really good yield in terms of calories, because a quarter of a pot, and it's quite a big pot, quarter of a pot is 60 calories. It's not as good for protein. So you're getting 1.8 grams for protein. But this isn't a session about protein. This is mostly just about snackety snacks, snackety snacks. So these are again really, really nice. You can have them with crackers or flatbreads, or you can dip fresh fruit and veg into them, and it's really, really lovely. And it's mostly fresh. That's not a particularly processed dip. A lot of dips that you get can sit in a jar for months, whereas if you get the ones that are refrigerated, you know that it's mostly nice fresh stuff in them. So, I've only got a couple more things to chat to you about. Just want to check in and see how everyone's finding that so far. Does anybody else have anything to add or anything to ask about while I've got you? Oh, wait a minute. I have just seen all the comments. Hello, Louisa. Hello, Jen. Lean muscle range. Yes, absolutely. Yep. As long as it says lean or diet, Sam, then that is a really, really good one. I'm assuming that you're referring to protein powder. Hi, Andrea. And yep, turkey mad over here. Hello, Michelle. So this is a really, really obvious one, but fruit is a good source, a good way to snack. So I've got here just some watermelon. I chop half up at a time and keep it on the go for the kids. So the reason I'm leaving this till the end, sorry, hi Sam. So what percentage protein should the bars be? Now you're asking me to do maths on the spot, so I'll need to punish you for that on our call later this week. The next time I'm designing your programme, you're going to pay for that. But if we're looking at percentages, it is a 60-gram bar, and of which 20 grams is protein, so that is 33.333333, I think. But I'm prepared to be proved wrong. But yeah, let me just check. Yep, 60-gram bar, 20-gram protein, so a third. Okay, so back to fruit. The reason I wanted to leave this to the end is, A, it can seem a bit obvious. Yeah, you use your fruit as a snack. But what's quite key for me, and I know that I mentioned, it sounds a bit like I'm ganging up on Slimming World at the moment, but I have dealt and worked with a lot of women who have been almost indoctrinated into kind of groups like Slimming World, and I worry about the behaviours that they encourage. So my mum is the best example I can give of this. She was in Slimming World on and off, but mostly on, for about 6 years, and her weight would go like this. So she would really get into it and it would come off, and then she would plateau, then she would get fed up, and then it would go up again, and then it would come off, and round and round and round it went. But one of the things, and I'm not even sure if they still do this in Slimming World, so if anyone, you know, really loves Slimming World, please don't come after me. But certainly at the time, they used to encourage people to have as much fruit and veg as they want. And in my mind, that can create some really dangerous behaviours, because if anything is unlimited, except for vegetables and water, then I think that can be quite dangerous. So my mum, for example, would have so much fruit in a day. In a normal day, she could have something like 3 bananas, a punnet of strawberries, you know, all the apples you can imagine. And she's now type 2 diabetic, and I truly believe that the amount of kind of sugar yo-yoing that was causing her body to do has contributed to that. And even now that, you know, she works with me, she knows all about calorie counting and everything in moderation, I still find her slipping back into her old ways. Like a few times I've heard her saying to my kids, oh, you can never have too much fruit. And I would disagree with that. I think fruit's fab. I love it. I do feed my kids a lot of fruit, but I don't like the idea of anything being unlimited. So that was just something I really wanted to quantify here. That being said, back to talking about watermelon, because it is just the business, isn't it? So you can make cocktails with it, you can just eat it as it is. And a new way I've found of eating this, and this sounds absolutely bonkers, but just bear with me if you don't mind, ladies, is, I don't know if we'll get any Americans on the group or any Canadians, but you get this seasoning. It's a chili lime seasoning called tangine. Let me just see if I can find a picture of it. Tangine spice. So it's spelled Tajin, and it is difficult to find in the UK. But let me just see if I can share my screen. No, I can't share my screen. Anyway, I'll post a picture of it later. But it's basically a spice in a little spice jar, and it's a mix of kind of chilies and limes and lemon. And I kept seeing on these groups lots of people talking about how amazing it was on fruit, and I was like, what? This sounds absolutely crazy. But it's a lot of Mexican flavours, and I really, really love Mexican food, so I was kind of open-minded. Couldn't find any of that actual stuff, but what I've managed to find is this on Amazon, which I think is like a kind of dupe of it. So this is a chili and lemon seasoning. And now I know this sounds absolutely bonkers, but if you sprinkle some of this on watermelon or pineapple or mango, it is just divine. So you get all the sweetness and all the freshness of the watermelon, and then you get the sourness coming from the lime, and you get the heat from the chili. Sounds wild, but it is so, so, so good. So that is everything I had to talk to you ladies about tonight. I could talk about snacks all day, so please let me know if you've enjoyed this, and if you have, I can schedule another one and talk a wee bit more about different snacks. We haven't really touched on cheeses or anything like that, so there's much more that we can talk about. I'm just going to stay on for the next minute or so in case anyone has any more questions. Sorry if you can hear the noise coming from above me. My 2-year-old obviously really doesn't want to go to bed right now. So, yep, does anyone have any questions about the things that I've spoke about, or anything else in general that you'd like to talk about? No? Is that us? Anybody? Last chance? Okay, that's brilliant, ladies. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And VIP ladies, don't forget that tomorrow evening we have our belly fat masterclass over on our VIP page. So it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to everyone this evening, and thank you very much for joining me. Have a lovely evening. Bye everybody. Bye.